Craft Corner, how is everyone doing? Okay, I have a few things, a few whatever you call it, to discuss before I start my day. Number one, I need to get some gloves. Yeah, gloves. I need the gloves. It's cold today. It froze outside, so it's definitely cold. But we never get snow here. Never. Not in Queensland. Jeff says it's banned. So we don't get snow here. But it is cold. I don't see anyone on yet. I am on. I'm pretty sure. Well, I should be coming in. I was hoping Dimitri would come in, but okay. I have 0 people here at the moment. But I'm not too worried about it. I'm going to keep going the way I usually go. Today is Friday. Today is 8:30 in the morning. And today is finish up a couple of my resin pieces, like this one right here. I have this resin piece right here that needs to be finished because it has to be finished over on this side. I got to figure out what I did wrong with it to make certain I get it done. Once that's done, I'll have all 3 pieces together, find the thing that it needs to go on, take it apart, the whole rigmarole. Not sure if anyone's seen me. Give me a thumbs up if you see me. Give me a thumbs up when you come in. I am here. I should probably go on YouTube real quick and see if I'm even up. Oh, it's cold. What a cold, cold day. Love to learn how to make that. Okay. Let me see if I'm on, if it's showing up. If I'm not showing up, let me know. I am here. Still nobody there. And I said click on me. My YouTube studio, not the other thing. Okay, and it says I'm there, so not sure why it's showing that I'm not here at all, but whatever. I'm here. I know some people might be. I'm not going to quit doing my YouTubing there. I'm hoping my husband joins me for a little while until I get somebody else in here. Jeff?
Yes.
Would you join me?
Get something on my legs.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to get a hot drink. Yeah.
Good idea. I don't need any hot drink. I have my Dare double espresso. So we are here. Not sure where everybody is, but I am here. I'm going to start pouring this resin right here to finish this off, and then we will talk about what my next plans are. I just need to fix. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I need to fix this. Ow. I am going to clean this off just a tad. So that should hold it in place. Just making sure I got all the nitty gritty done. Okay. So right now, I am going to Nope. Okay. I have everything all set up. I have this right here. I am going to get some resin and we're going to pour resin in. I said I'm going to do resin and then I'm going to do clay. I got all my, and I'm going to show you how I make my clay stuff. Just resin really lasted for quite a while, didn't it? Cold day today, though. Ugh, frozen.
All right.
I need up to 20. No, I don't have, and Jeff and I have been discussing what I'm going to do. I've been thinking about maybe start making cute little things for aquariums. 30. $30 plus 15 is 40. 45. Oh. 30 plus 15 says. Oh, sorry. 30 plus 30 is 60. Plus 15. It's 2 to 1. Help me here. Huh?
I heard you.
Morning. 2 to 1. I just did 30 and the B, so how much do I need?
Sorry, which is the 1 and which is the 2?
The 2 to 1. So 1 is that, 2 is this.
And you just use 30 for that of that.
No, I use 30 of that.
So you need twice as much of this. That
Yeah,
would
I
be 60.
usually
That would
do.
be 60.
So it goes up to 60. So
Yes.
it's 30 up to 60. Yeah.
2 to 1, 30 to 60. 2 to 1.
Okay, cool. So $90. So there we go. 30 to 90. That's not bad. So 30 plus 60 is 90, right? That's 2 to 1. So how's everyone doing this morning? It's a cold day here in Australia. We have, I think it's frozen today, actually. I think there was a definite cold snap. And outside it is frozen. There's frozen. Well, we know in July 1st, we're going to be going somewhere. We're going to be going to Brisbane, July 1st. His appointment's at 9 in the morning, I think. Is it 9, honey?
What is? In Brisbane, no. Otherwise, I'd be freaking out about it.
Okay, what
It's in the
time?
afternoon. It's like 2 or 3 in the afternoon.
2 to 3 in the afternoon, he has to be there. So we would have to leave at 9 in the morning to make certain we made it in plenty of time. I don't have that resiners. You know how they have those resiners bubble machine thingies? Well, I don't have one of them. So I'm just doing this real quick. Because I said I did say I was going to do some resin, and then I'm going to go right straight to clay. Oh, it's a cold day. So, yeah, the resin is all mixed from what I'm gathering. So we'll see how it goes. Good thing I'm wearing a glove. So we're gonna pop some bubbles and wait for it to float up to the top. And then we're gonna pop more bubbles. Pardon me. So, yeah, we're going to pop some bubbles. We're going to finish this off. Can't wait till we get our own home. And we're going to work with this. Yeah, it looks like it's ready. So I'm going to do a little bit of a pour, very light. I don't want it too thick. Because I'm not after it being thick. I just want a thin pour. And I want one part of it to go over to this side right in here. Needs to be over here. And then I take a little bit of resin. And make certain it's in the middle, in the corners, just to make certain it's all covering it up, because it's just finishing this off. Welcome to Rift Kiss Craft Corner. And then I'm going to use this real quick. And then I'm going to use my finger and bring it over to the sides. Just use a little bit just to make sure it's all covered. And I don't normally do it this way, but right now I am trying to get this so it's nice and flat. Because it's just the bottom part. And I don't care if it's bottom part. The big key is I need these two things right here to be completely covered, if that makes sense. So I need to have it completely covered. So, yeah. I'm just finishing this one off because I wanted it to be completely covered. It's just the bottom part of it, but still, this part right here needs to be covered. It actually needs to be covered because if I'm going to put them together, I don't want this part to, fall down deeper. So that's what I'm doing. And I think that looks good. I have good news. I'll be doing jewelry soon enough. Now I'm going to move this over because, yeah, I basically had to fix that one problem. And it was driving me nuts. Had to be taken care of. So be right back. I got to figure out which way it's wanting to fall forward. If it's falling forward this way, then I need it to fall forward this way. And we'll take this and this. I just wanted to see how far this is going. As long as it covers that side, that's all I care about. I like this way. Okay. Now we are going to do a glow in the dark blue. And finish that up, and we're going to do a blue and other color in here. And I have all my foil for what I'm going to do next when I'm doing something else. But first things first, I am bringing this out, and I'm going to oh, it's cold today, guys. You don't realize how cold it is today. Both Jeff and I are like, oh, this is cold. It is a cold day today. Okay. So we're going to use glow in the dark blue, I think. And yeah, I think that will be pretty cool. Glow in the dark blue, and we are set. Mm-hmm. I don't want to put too much, but I want to make certain that glow in the dark blue goes in there. Okay. Put this back in. And I have some glitter I can add to it, which I will. Some glitter. About that much. I think that's good enough. We don't want it too full. And we also want to add a little icicle to it. Icicle. That's a new one. New eye candy color. Oh, this is so pretty. Look at that. Oh my word, is it so pretty. And I'll take about this much to bring up some icicle. Then we'll close it up. Now I'm going to go check on the other one. Ah, Mercs. Okay. I will go check on this. Love that icicle color. That's amazing. And I'll mix that together. You just check and see if it's flowing this way. I'll check on it, but I think it's flowing. We'll check on it in about 5 minutes. Okay, we are back. So we got icicle white, we have glow in the dark blue, and we have a lot of glitter. So we're going to use this icicle with the glow in the dark blue. And mix it all together. Because right now we are going to work on this paw thing. Interesting. So yeah, glow in the dark glitter and icicle blue, and it's gonna look beautiful. And one of these days I plan on doing like a diorama with this color. That would be kind of cool. You over. You right there. We're gonna pour it into this one right here. Isn't that pretty? I love the icicle look to it. So yeah, icicle blue and glow in the dark glitter. That's going to be amazing. We're going to use this to, whoops, not that. I thought that was a piece of, there we are. We're going to use this to push it in so it looks good. We want it into the little groove in there. I'm making certain it's there. By the way, it gets all over you if you're not careful. Right now I'm just checking to make sure I got it all in the little area. Yes, it's touching my gloves. Make sure it gets under the grooves. And then you lightly, you kind of flatten it out, but it looks like one of the grooves didn't go in. So I'm going to use this to help get into this little groove. So it hits all the grooves where there's no bubbles or anything like that. But this is actually glow in the dark, guys. This is a glow in the dark resin. I'm right now making sure it looks good. I love the icicle look to it. It just brings it out quite a bit. And then I'll take this right here. And I pop the bubbles. It's good to pop the bubbles, guys. You need to pop the bubbles. And it's really looking pretty. I love that look. I think that's an absolutely beautiful look. Be right back while I go put this away because I have to put, I don't have as much room, but when we get into our other home, there will be room. Yep, I was right. I was 100% right. I was 100% right. Okay, cool. Yep. Yeah, that looks good. I like that. So we just got that one done. That's amazing, guys. Amazing. It's done. Woohoo! Now we have two other things we could do. We could finish it off with this right here, which is the bottom part of this. We could do that. Or we could work on this, the shell, and maybe put one in the little cutesy penguin in here. And see if we like that. So we have a couple ideas. I'll use this as my guide. Yeah. So we want to kind of bring it into that little section, that little section, that little section, and that little section. And then it should look really cute. Cutesy. And that will be dried. Let's work on this one right here while we work on here. This is going to be a glow in the dark type of shell. That's my goal anyway. And I am getting it closer to the top. And then I'll just take this right here. Where did the other thing go? Right here. And I will pull all of it out. I just think this glow in the dark and adding that just a hint of a icicle just brings it out. That's what I think. And I always decorate it on the outside. I always do. So this needs to dry. We're not going to do this one. We already finished that one. And then we go into clay. Woohoo! Clay, clay, clay. But yeah. I think that's a good idea what I did there. And I'm going to just make certain there's no bubbles. You don't want any bubbles in your work at all. No bubbles. No bubbles. Bubbles are gone. You want to get rid of all the bubbles. Don't want any bubbles in there. I think the shell's going to turn out really pretty by the time everything's said and done. I just do. I think that shell's going to look really pretty. That's going to be glow in the dark. Woohoo! So I'll move these two out of here, and then we're going to go into clay. Woohoo! I love clay. But it is hard to condition, especially in winter. So I'll go move these, and then we'll pop. I'll make certain it's flat. As far as I can tell, it's flat. Now the resin's done, guys. Resin is done. Now for the clay. Yep. Clay time now. Woohoo! We're doing clay, everyone. Clay, clay, clay. I'm right now cleaning off my my stuff, and then I'm going to bring the thing so I can work on clay. I'm just cleaning up because I don't want resin mixed in with the clay, if that makes sense. So I moved the resin from the clay, and the clay is right here. And I'm going to change my dirty eBay thing. I used something else. Thank you. I'll put that there, and I will switch. Hello, you. And you can go right there. It's good to have a clean surface to work with. because clay is not fun. Is not easy to get either. I can go right there. I can go there. Okay, this is clay. That's nothing. Okay, we got it, guys. We have it. Now, let's work on clay. I basically just was finishing off some resin pieces that I was working on, and now that that's done, we're going on to clay. I'm still making a decision on a couple other things, and no, I don't want to leave. Stay on the page. There we go. Clay. And we are going to work on this little guy right here. Now, the only problem I have about him is he needs his footing. And I was looking for the wire that would be strong enough but not too strong. Does that make sense? Strong enough but not too strong. Ugh. Okay. Now, that's not the wire I need. I guess this would be good, but this is really thick wire. I could use this for when working on the dyno. So I have a lot on my mind of what I want to do. So where is my cutter? You. Yeah. No, not like that. You sit there. You. Ah, there's my cutter. Woohoo! We're getting somewhere. So I have all this clay. I have white clay. I have black clay. I'm planning on working on two dynos. Hi, Audie. So one dyno, I'm planning on making a Stegosaurus. So we want to have it. I threw away the other thing, but I did bring some stuff. So Stegosaurus could go on here. We also need to condition this. So I do have this, and I even found my other cutter, which means I can cut into the clay and make it thinner. See, little clays, and help me get it so it's. And then I need to use a little bit of jojoba oil. That's what I'm using. Use a little jojoba oil like this. And then mix it in there. The area here is cold, guys. When it's winter. It's definitely winter. It's definitely winter. It was below freezing. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, hun. Well, take your time. I know you usually come in. I did finish, well, sort of finish the resin piece that I was working on. Well, not completely finished, but I did finish, as in I did get it yeah, I'm right now working on making this where it's able to be mixed and done and everything. Oh, I'm sorry to hear your phone died. Just take your time. I know you'll come in. I'm wondering if Dimitri did come into Shop Titans. I'm curious now. I didn't see him there, but doesn't mean that he's not there. I'll have to ask him later. Shavat is this next Monday. So I might do it on Tuesday instead of Monday. The live, only because of the fact that we want to stay as close to what Yah wants us to do, and he does not want me working on Monday on his Shabbat. So yeah, I'm not one to disobey the Almighty when he tells me to do something. Oh, I love when your fingers just glide through the clay and the clay is starting to not act up, but act exactly the way you want it to. But when you first start it, it's like harder than hard type of clay, you know? So, yeah. So it's now finally moving around nice and smooth. There's no bubbles, no nothing with it. I'm checking on something to make certain it does not do what I think it's what it do something that I don't want it to do. So yeah. Okay, we got it going now. Woohoo! Now I'm right now making it into a ball. If it lets me make it into a ball, it's being a little bit cantankerous because I have it all in oil but it's trying. Well, in July, my husband and I are going to be going to Brisbane to deal with something. Once that's done, then we'll do something. I'm going to fix something on the bottom here because it's not clear why it's not going the way I want it to. But yeah, that's good. Right now I'm working on this gorgeous little thing right here. It's such a cutie. Such a cutie if I can keep it there. It's such a cutie. Kind of wanted it like that, where it's like that, yeah. More, well, like that. And I'm going to try and there. Now it should set up the way I want it to. Now we have to work on what you call the legs. Now this is when you add more not resin, more clay into the mix. It's good to kind of soften it and so have you gotten a sarcosusis? Did you get sarcosusis yet on your ranch? Kind of took a breather from Paleopines at the moment. I went to Winds of Anthos I will go on to Paleoplans. It's just I had to take a breather because I was just doing it too much, and you know. Okay, this one's being turned into a ball. Wow, the other one was being a little cantankerous, but this one's turning into a ball. That's a good thing.
Gone to Stein shop.
Okay, Dad. So now I gotta study the arms of the cute little I don't know what it's called, but cute little whatever. It'll come to me. The arms of the cute little oh, why can't I think? The arms of it. And you want it to be as precise as possible to your creation. That looks good. The chameleon. I knew it would come to me. I want to make it the arms of the chameleon, the back legs and the arms of it. I don't know how high they are though. Be right back, guys. I gotta go wash my hands real quick and I'll be right back. I need to wash my hands to get an idea of what I want to do. Oh, my hands. Still flat? Still good? Good. Good. Still flat. Good. We'll have to probably do something with that. I had black all over my hand and I couldn't move my mouse. And when you can't move your mouse, it's like, I need to clean my hands. Okay, I need to move my mouse for just a second to get an idea of the arms of this creature. Wouldn't you agree?
Mm-hmm.
So I need to move my arms, not arms, but I need to get an idea for the hands of this creature. Chameleon legs. To give me an idea of the arm or the legs of the creature. Just want a picture of a chameleon. It'll help me see what I need to do. Isn't he cute? He's coming out. I think he's really cute. Why isn't the star going? Okay, let's check again. Chameleon. Let's check. Ah, there we go. Let's see the legs. Well, I don't have a thing, so it gives me an idea. Nope, I need a decent picture of a chameleon just to give me an idea of his feet. His feet is three toes. Okay, 3 toesies. Let's see this. And his back feet is different. So his front feet is so there's 3 toes and 1 toe. Let's see if I can get a better close up. 3 toes and 1 toe. Let's see what we got here. 3 toes and 1 toe. So there is 3 toes and 1 toe. Although it looks like 3 toes all together, but it could be 3 toes and 1 toe. Three toes and 2 toes. Let me check this chameleon. Oh, they are so adorable. Let me see the feet. Just give me the feet. Okay. That doesn't help me. Okay, so the feet, they are really low down, aren't they? They're real low down. So the feet is about half of this. So I need to use my cutter and cut it about here. Marbles. Cut about here. Okay. And they are skinny, and they also have a little bulbous little foot. So something like that, I think. I think it needs to be a little bit fatter. Yeah, about that fat. And then it needs to be brought in like this, so we get like a little elbow. That's not helping me. Trying to get a picture of this chameleon. Oh, Murgles, why can't I get a good picture of a chameleon? Okay, that might help me. Oh, it says it is. So it's, let's see. Okay, so it's 5. So there's there's 5 toes, but there's 2 toes. Okay, so there's 3 toes and then there's 2 toes. And they're claws. So it's kind of like this, where the toes go like this, and then you have 1, 2, 3 on this side and 1, 2 on this side, depending on where you put it. So, okay, that helps me. And how strong is the, looks like it's, okay. Well, it's bumpy. I know that. So, okay. I think I have an idea for the chameleon legs. So we'll go here and we'll bring it down like this just to pinch it just in the elbow area. And make certain it just looks like an elbow. Okay. I'm still trying to figure it out. Sorry about that, guys. I'm having a hard time with the legs. The leg is actually bulky. So what we could do is, where's the piece of wire? We have this wire right here. I can cut it to about this length, so it won't take me so long to make it. And cut it right here. It's really thick, but at least I can put the, yeah. And then we can bend it right in the elbow area. See if that helps. Something like that. I think that's about right. I think we finally have an idea the length. Okay, cool. So we'll pull it back a little bit just so I can get the right size. I didn't want this thick of a wire, but I don't know what happened to my thin wire. Be right back, guys. I gotta go see if I have my thin wire in the other room. Jeff, can you speak for a little bit?
Why are you missing your thin wire?
I need my thin wire.
Yes, yeah, I'm sure you need your thin wire.
Not super thin, but thin.
No, I'm not sure how that's going to help, but then I don't know anything about what's going on. Actually, I'm probably in need of breakfast. If anyone would like to send me a breakfast, that would be nice. I'm pretty sure there's a... Do you include... You don't have like a Venmo on your account, do you? What do we have on here? Let's go down through the list. Isn't there send me a coffee or something? Should be. I don't like coffee, so like send me a breakfast. There's nothing in this thing that says that. Nothing at all.
What dear?
You need to add a send me a coffee link or something. I think. Hold on. Do.
There's one wire.
I'm looking for your send me a coffee thing. I don't see it. I think you need to add it.
It's in there.
You've got a thing that says the restream stop midstream, so this is a continuation of that video, thanks. Then there's for those who want to collab, and then there's for any prizes. Then there's something in the comments section. Then there's your Instagram. Then there's your Treasure Art Studio coupon code. And that's it. I got nothing.
Well, the copy is there. It's just in the special area that Audie puts it.
Is it? Okay. I need send me something. No breakfast. I'm going to have to do something.
Where is it? Did I put it possibly up here? Would have.
Ugh.
Whoa! No, it's not there. I have a lot of wire. I just don't know where my wire is. That's not my wire. That's not my wire. I had my wire. Seriously, I had a lot of wire. Weird. Not finding my wire. That's really bugging me. It's there. I'm not finding my wire. I found this wire. I guess this would work. It's really thin though, but and it's flat. It's flat. It's wire. Might work. But I had another wire. Unless I put my wire in here. Don't know where. Sorry about that, guys. Trying to find the wire because this is just too thick in my book, if that makes sense. And this is thin. It might work. It feels like it's a little bit better and bendy. So let's see, we want it about right here. And do the same with another spot. So I think I found some wire I can use. That's not too thick, but not too thin. Okay, so we're going to do a test run of this one just to see if we can get it to do what we want it to do. Or is it too far in? Well, we could do this and make it even smaller. And then go back and forth on that and see if that will make it look better. At the moment, I'm working on the let's see, This one might be the one I'm after. Let's check this. Let's get an idea if this is what I'm after. Yeah, that looks more like what I'm after. You go right where you belong. Okay. So I think I finally got the fingers or the hands, or what you call the legs. I'm just getting the measurements of the legs at the moment. So we want them to be, let me see. I have it set up like that. We want it to be downward a little bit. And this one downward a little bit. And this one downward a little bit like that. No, too high up. Too high up. Just trying to get an idea where I want it. And right now I got to fix a hole that I just built. Okay. So what way do I have you? Are you in here? Further back. I think you're right here. And you're in there like that. Look like you're wrapped around a log, which I will have to put you around. But maybe, let's see. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I like that. That looks good. Okay, I think I got an idea of what I want. So that, and then wrap it around that. Yeah, I like that. I was just trying to get the right figuring. So yeah, I like that. I like that. I like that a lot. Okay. So I know which way this goes now. Now, we also do the back ends. About there and about, let me check the side. Yeah, about here. Like it's climbing. Okay, I think I got it, guys. It took me a bit to figure out how I wanted this. Now let's fix the tail up. And I already put the holes in it, so it's now ready to be cooked. And I'm hoping my husband will go downstairs and put this little guy in the cooker. You ready to put him in the cooker?
Sure.
140 or a
140?
little bit of time. Yeah. Now I can work things around. So what we're going to do is we're going to... Huh?
You're not putting legs on just yet?
No, I made the holes for the legs.
Okay.
It's just so I can bend this without having a problem. Yeah, like that. And then that one like that. So we're just getting the legs set up. See, I just made it looks weird. It looks strange, but I just set up the legs. I was just trying to get an idea how I wanted the legs to turn out, and then I'll put the feet. I'll put the toes on them. Now that we got the idea of how we want the legs, we can keep working. Woohoo! That was a big deal to me. That was a big deal. It had to be you had to make certain you had the legs just perfect, if it makes sense. So what I'm going to be doing now is I'm going to take some of this. I'm going to roll it like this a little bit, and then I'm going to wrap it around the legs. And I'm going to start right here, and I'm going to tighten it, and then I'm going to roll it. And then you lightly roll it. You don't roll it too tight. Just lightly roll it so you can get it into the thing. Because I still need to make the feet. But at least I know now how I want my legs to look, right? Right. So we got the right amount of oomph and everything like that. So we're going to make it into like a snake of clay. Yes, there. See, snake of clay, or clay worm, or whatever you want to call it. It's still all clay. Okay, and then you want to make certain it hits this part right here. It has to be wrapped around, and then you want to make certain this goes all the way around it. And like I said, I was trying to figure out how to do the legs, because the legs is a big thing for a little chameleon. Wouldn't you agree?
What about the chameleon?
The legs.
Yes, you need legs. They need legs, dear.
Okay, and then we're going to work a little bit onto not only the legs, but we're going to also make the little feetsies of it. Yes, I know it sounds weird, but the feetsy has like a 2-prong. It's really interesting. I studied it a little bit. I really kind of, believe it or not, I kind of want to have a chameleon as a little pet. Sounds weird, I know. I want one of those finger chameleons, like those little teeny tiny chameleons. I think they are quite cute. I actually wanted one when I was living in Oregon. I'm glad I didn't get it. I wanted one. Boy, did I want one. But I think you have to have a special license for it. So we want this to be thin enough, but not too thin. But this part right here is going to wrap into that little section. And then yeah. And I think you understand what I'm doing here. So what we need to do here is this little part is the chameleon's fingers. So the chameleon has it set up where he has 3 fingers here and 2 fingers here. So he does have 3 claws and 2 claws. Very tiny claws at that. So I know exactly what I can use for the claws. You know those crystal, when you're working on a little oh, I know what I'm thinking. Okay. So we want the claws to be half and half. So there's the claws. Now, we want to make certain it's like that. Yep. And we we put it onto this right here. And we take my, I guess I can use this as my little roller. You push this into that. I know right now it looks like it's a claw of a crab, but it's not, trust me. Because when I pinch it and bring it back a little bit, it'll have 1, 2, pinch it, bring it back a little bit. It'll have its little there's the first form of the hand. And we'll probably make a small little branch for him to walk on. That's my goal. So now we'll use my cutter, wherever I put that cutter. It's like really sharp cutter. And we're going to cut this down. And the same here. Cut that's down. And I'm using up my not my resin, but I'm using up my I really think this will look really cute once I get it working. But he's walking and he's holding on to the branch. I think that will work really good. So we're going to do it that way. Now, you want to add just a hint. Don't put too much jojoba oil. Just a hint of jojoba oil. That way it makes it easier for you to roll it and change it the way you want it. You just straight, you want to kind of push your fingers to make it get really soft, because clay is not easy sometimes, especially black clay. The black clay, okay, don't get me wrong. And since I don't have one of those devices called a spaghetti or a or lasagna machine, I have to use my own fingers to get it conditioned to, hold into place the way I want it. But I'm quite happy with how this looks. I am. I'm quite happy with how that looks. And we can make this into a branch, like make a long branch. I think that would be kind of cool. What do you think? I think that would look really cool to have a chameleon on a branch. And we're going to wrap this around. Wrap this around one of these. Now you want to have a little bit of blue showing through when you're doing this, because once you do that little blue, so I'm using this as a little clay piece. You want to have it show through a little bit because you want it to hold on to this Murgles. Why aren't you holding? Hold on. Thank you. Now roll it. Thank you. Okay, and then you want to lightly roll it and make certain it goes into the little spot so it kind of looks like it's rolled on and it's not stuck. Okay, so what I'm doing right now is I'm getting the legs set up. I want the legs to look pretty close to what the leg is supposed to look like. Now, before I do that, I will have to make a little device to. I used to have something that would make the scales, but that's okay. So we are right now doing the feet. This is the feet. So the feet goes like that, and the arms goes like that. So right now we're working on the arms. And I'm going to put just a tiny bit of what you call jojoba oil, so I can work on the product, or make it into a snake or into a worm or whatever you call it. And you use this worm of clay around the thing. As you can see, I'm like right now I'm breaking it into pieces so I can get it to work a little bit better. I'm glad I had that thin one. It's a little flat, but it works. It works for what I'm trying to do. This is actually going to be used for artwork. Not just for my figurines, but something else. So we got this going. Putting a lot of effort into my fingers right now. Using my fingers to kind of make it nice and softened. One of the things I've learned to soften black clay is use jojoba oil. Use any type of oil and it softens it. But you still have to knead it in to make it so it stays soft. Now it's done. Okay, and I'll cut that bit off right there. And you wrap it around this so it stays in place. Okay. And then what you want to do is flatten it with your hand. You really want to flatten it with your hand so you can make the little bits. And you want this to wrap around that right over here. So you want to kind of bring it to the... Use your fingers. Use your fingers. If you're not sure how you want it to go, you use your fingers and you make certain you got it in that little spot. Because right here is the flattened part right here. And then right here is the other flattened part right here. And as you can tell, there's the elbow right there. And then you cut this little section off with your fingernail, because that's going to be wrapped around the rest of the piece. We're not done yet, because we are now going to work on the little piece that's called the where the hands go. So we're going to do the hands now. As you can tell, I have the hands in this pretty good. I think I did really good on the hands. And I will have to make a branch. And I will have to make certain the branch stays flat. So you want it about this size. Then you want to wrap it like this. So you have it like this. And you want to hit that right there. You want this to have an opening like that. Now, let me check something. Because this is going onto the ground, or onto the, not the ground, but going onto the branch, we want to make certain that our chameleon's hands Margot's messed up here. That's supposed to be wrapped around that. Now, the chameleon's hands need to be flattened out. It's not a claw of a it's the chameleon's hands, and you want to make certain you have the area to look like the chameleon's hands. So you want to bring it down a little bit and flatten, because it's not going to be sharp edged, because you're going to be setting everything up for the chameleon. Because they're going to be holding on to the, so one is the legs, one is the arms. One is the legs and one is the arms. So we'll figure out which one goes to which. Now we got this one right here. So we are going to strengthen this down. Can you check on it? The chameleon? See how it's doing? Well, it's black anyways. I'll be painting it later in like iridescent colors, like, oh, I don't know. I know what I'm thinking of. As you can tell, I'm stretching and I'm using my fingers to condition it. I'm using it as my fingers, just massaging it in and massaging the oil in and getting it so it's nice and conditioned to what I want. I might be getting some material out from Matthews, is what it's called here. Matthews, not Matthews. What is the name of our not clothing shop, but that shop that you buy cloth at?
Anthony's.
Anthony's. So I might be getting my Anthony's thing out today. One of them.
But I don't know if that's a first name or a last name. I'm going to assume a last name because I've never met any Anthony in there.
I'm not sure why they call it Anthony's anyways. So we are now conditioning this. So that's good. We've gotten that part done. It's really looking good. We are almost done with the two legs. Now, one thing I'll tell you about chameleons. Chameleons do not have, I mean, they have teeth, but they don't show you their teeth. Most of the time, they show a frowny face all the time. And if you're wondering, I'm using my side of my hand to make the worm. I might make Play-Doh next time and see if it works better. Not that I don't like clay, but we'll see what happens. So, and this stuff is not cheap. I'll tell you that now. Okay. So what I'm doing right now is wrapping it around and tighten it in place. Okay. Now, we want to fix it. Margles. We want to fix it like that. We want to get it where it's, you know, work it all around. And because we're now working on the legs, and we got to get the legs working. So yeah, you use like a little bit of clay, and you make it look like almost like a worm. Some people call it a snake of clay. Some people call it a worm of clay. I'm using it as a worm. So it helps you get an idea. Right now I'm making the elbow of the little guy. As you can tell, he's now finally coming out to place. So which side do I want the thing to fit in? Thinking this side will be the, yeah, I think I figured it out. So you cut out a little bit so you can make something you can get it to fit into the little grooves. You want it to fit into the little grooves that you are setting up. And then you want to get your snake of clay or your worm of clay, and you want to work it out on this side. You want to stretch it out like that right in here, because you want it to look like it has an elbow. Because you're right now working on the outside of the thing. I might fix it where I don't have any of those uniqueness things, but yeah, I think that'll work. I think, yeah, that'll work a lot. So we're right now just stretching it out just a tad, just to make certain it looks good. You want it to be as thick as this and this. So you're looking at your clay, you're saying, looks a little thin, and you want to thicken it. So you want to take another piece of clay, and you just work it out a little bit. You see, this one's thin. Those two are thicker. So you want it to kind of have a thickness in it. So I have to do a thickening of it. So that will help bring the thickening out. You don't want it too thick, but you don't want it too thin either. So that thickness? Yeah, that thickness. So the arms is going to look good. Arm is pretty close to everybody else. I might need to put a little bit more clay on it. But we'll see. We'll see. And here's some more clay. Woohoo! We got clay galore. Okay, so I have a brand new one and I have an old one. Right now we're using the old one. Okay, I just cut off some little pieces of clay. No! And my thing just fell. AKA my mouse just fell. If you heard me say no, it's only because my mouse just fell. And I'm like, no, you're not supposed to fall. Like I said, being here over at my father-in-law's, I don't really have too much room, so I'm dealing with what we got. But we will be getting our own home very soon. Very soon. We pray very, very soon. Oh, I gotta get it. It's on the floor. So please give me a moment while I get my mouse. Okay, so what we're gonna do is I just cut off these little pieces of clay. I'm gonna put just a hint. Not too much, but just a hint of just a hint. So this is really tough. And you really want to kind of condition it. And as you can tell, my hands are getting really black. Okay, we are finally getting it conditioned. It's starting to be pliable. That's a good sign. I'm like pushing it in, and not strengthening, but loosening the clay so it gets more pliable for what I'm doing. Okay, I'm leaving that little spot there. And we are good. So how are you doing, Audie? How is Aaron doing? Not Aaron, but how is the Aaron running going? Okay, that's more like it. As you can tell, I have it conditioned now. It's good. It's not too tough to roll or anything like that. So that's a good sign. So we'll take a little bit of this. And we will do this real quick. And we will flatten it so it's looking good. Huh. So we are getting this part done right here. Jeff, can you bring it to me?
Yeah, it's probably ready now, I guess.
Yeah, can you please? Now let's make the little whatever you call it, the feet or whatever you call it, the little hands. And you want it decent. So you want it to be like that, and then you want to roll it right here. Roll it a little bit like this. You don't want it too thick. And then you want to bring it out like this and tighten it in that little spot right there. And then you pull it back like this and this and this. And you put it right into this little slot. Like I said, it's not really technically a crab that I'm making, but it looks like I'm doing the crab.
Down there, I figured it needed a few more minutes. So when you called out to me, just now is when I took it out of the oven. I ain't picking it up.
It needs to cool down a little bit first.
How does it look?
It's black.
Well,
But it should be fine.
Of course it's black. I expect it to be black. I'm making it completely black. So there's the other foot. So we just got 3 feet done. Now we're going to work on the last foot. Last foot is the same situation as the others. Let's keep working on the clay, making it nice and soft to be pliable because it needs to be able to wrap around the wire. And then we'll talk. And after this, we might work on something different. But right now I'm doing this because I need to get this gorgeous chameleon done. And yeah, I'm calling it gorgeous because it is. It's quite interesting looking chameleon. Even my husband agrees on that. So right now we are wrapping this around. There. And what we need to do is just nicely roll it like this. Make certain this part stays. So I'm guessing this one is going to be the that's going to be the elbow of it. And that's going to be the... I still need to figure out how to make the chameleon skin, if that makes sense. So I kind of want to get an idea what I'm going to do for the skin. One of these days, I might even make a, what is it called? That bug? A praying mantis. That would be kind of interesting. I'm going to make that. Don't know if I'm going to, though. I'm making the chameleon because actually it's one of my favorite lizards. I think it's so pretty. You know, the chameleon is really a pretty looking lizard. But you can have it as tiny as your hand. I mean, tiny, like about this big. You can have it about that big. and it would walk around on your hand. Yeah, I think the chameleon is quite pretty. And I love the fact that it changes color around its surroundings. So that's kind of cool. I will be putting this on DeviantArt once it's done, because I want to start seeing if anyone will start buying my stuff on DeviantArt. I don't know if that will happen or not, but hey, doesn't hurt to try. And then I'm also going to work on my Shopify. I got 2 cameras now. One that was sent to me by my dad from America that I originally owned. It was like my Coolpix, but it was a cheaper version. So this is right now being worked on, getting the little shoulder ready. And yeah. So I'm using this to kind of blend them together. Now that I got it pretty even and looking good, you want to get it all working. If someone could tell me how to get in touch with some people, that would be awesome. They're in America, and I don't know how I can get in touch with the person because I need to send something to the person. That doesn't belong to me, and I don't think I need to keep something that doesn't belong to me. And make certain you do the same with each one of these. You put a little indent showing where the arms is supposed to be. And I know exactly where the arms is supposed to be, but I'm just fixing the indent so I know where the indent is for the critter. Then we will work on the little feetsies. Now, I know it seems kind of weird to have the feetsies as tiny as it is, but the feet are, believe it or not, it is 2 on the inside, 3 on the outside, and it has little claws. So I'm thinking about this size right here. Wrap it around like this. Do a little movement like this. And pull it in like this. Make sure you have a flat. And that and that. Then you take it like this. And you take your little tool and bring it up like that to kind of position it and take it in like this and this. You want it to kind of fit. Because what my goal is, believe it or not, is to have it look like it's holding on to a branch as it's walking. That's my goal. And we did the feet. The feet are done. Feet are done, guys. The feet are done. And what I'm doing right now is wiping my hands off a little bit. And then we're going to work on a different project. This is how messy black clay is. So I'll show you that in shortly. But I'm very happy with the little feet. I think that will look amazing. Let's go see how the other thing came out. Now I'm trying to figure out how we can make the so we already finished the top part of the lizard. We finished it. Now we need to cook these in, and be right back. I'm going to go put these in the baker. And then maybe make some teeth. Not for the lizard, but teeth. Oh, it smells good. Sounds like you're cooking down here, dear.
I am.
Where are you cooking?
Potatoes. You couldn't see it?
Nope.
Making chips.
Oh, you're cooking chips.
Yeah, I've got to get down there pretty soon. So let me finish this off, please.
Sure. Go ahead. I'm just going to cut this real quick because I have to cut the little. There's one. 2, 3. Now you're probably wondering why I am cutting off these. There's a reason. Put in between the little hands. So they're going in between the little hands. So they keep their shape. What do you think, dear? That's fine. I'm doing the laying. About there. This turned out really good. Well, look at him. He's cute. He's beyond cute. mean, he is adorable. Would you like to see how he's turning out so far? And even look at his tail. Just absolutely perfect. So, this is the chameleon. As you can tell, he has a really good, everything looks really good on him. He looks like a chameleon. Even the top part looks like a chameleon. Even his tail looks like a chameleon. And then we are going to do something with him. We are going to probably put another layer of clay down. Very light clay, because we are going to make it look like a bumpy chameleon, meaning it needs to have its texture. And we don't have texture, so we're going to go with some idea of texture. And I came upon an idea that might work for texture. Would you like to see it? I think it's a brilliant idea. I don't know if it'll turn out, but I think it's a brilliant idea. You take this right here and you use that as texture. That's an idea. So right now I am going to do a thin layer to do the texture. And we're going to take a little bit of this and put it around this right in here, because we want to get the texture out. We want to bring it so it sticks to each other. Does that make sense? So we're right now doing a texturing right now. So thin layer, the thinnest layer you can make so you can do the texture. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to work it in, and I'm going to add some texturing. I don't know how much it'll do. I don't know how much I'll be able to texture into it, but there will be some texturing. And I was thinking, what type of texturing should I use? Because I don't have any texture per se. So I was like, looking at what I have. I'm like, well, I have these weird things in here. So we're going to take this. That's what you see when you put the thing in it. I want to bring the texture out. That's what my aim goal is today. Let's texture this little baby. I mean, he looks good, but he needs to be textured now, doesn't he? He can't be all smooth. So I'm right now going to be strengthening the clay and hoping to make texture. And of course my phone would go like that. So right now I'm texturing the clay. My goal is to make it nice and smooth, but then afterwards I'm going to texture it with some type of thing to make it look like a lizard. Lizards have texture, by the way. At the moment, he's shiny. Yeah, he's shiny. But he will be textured, and I have an idea how to texture him. You know those poppy, you know those popping things? I just want to have a little bit of texture. Just a little. But right now he's shiny. He's a shiny little baby. But you can't tell me he's not a chameleon. I made a chameleon. I actually did. Look at his tail. I did really good on that tail, wouldn't you agree? Here, I'll get you a close up. Look at that tail. I did really good on the tail. But yeah, we are going to texture this little guy. Because one, if you look at lizards, they have texture, don't they? So we have to have him have texture. That's why I'm right now fixing it where he's going to have texture. There we go. I think I got some texture here now. Now I can add some of that texture to his skin. Because he needs that texture. He's not supposed to be smooth, all smooth. He's not supposed to be all smooth. And the reason he's so shiny right now is because at the moment I'm working him into getting the texture he needs. You know what I'm talking about when I say a finger, it's called a finger chameleon. So you use one of these. Now I'm going to cut this. I hate using my good scissors. I might use my husband's scissors just so I can make the right cut. Sorry, dear. Okay, so you want to have enough to do the texture. So I'm trying to make it look like a dinosaur of some sort. Well, not dinosaur, but and he needs to be textured. So, hard to believe these things would work really good for texture. And I'll show you what I mean. After all, a chameleon is textured. It's not doing what I thought it would do. It's texturing. Not exactly the way I want it, but it's texturing. As you can tell, the difference between this side, and you can see it's textured, to this side where it's not textured. But I'm not liking the texture. So maybe we should make our own texturing tool. What do you think? So you take a scrap piece of whatever. I'm just trying to think what I can use to texture it with. I don't have any rocks. I don't have anything to texture with. So I'm trying to think what I can texture with. Because we want this to have some texture to it. What do we have here that is texturing? Okay, give me a moment while I move this over a little bit and kind of soften this little guy up. I'm not sure. I'm trying to figure out how to texture my little lizard. And I don't have a way of texturing. What do I have that can work for texture? I think I know. You know, we have all those diamond dots and all that other stuff. We can do a texturing of diamond dots and put it into the thing and make it into a texture tool. Right? I could possibly use this to texture with. Not really. I'm not sure that's going to work either. We'll get a tool working. Right now I'm trying to soften it so it can be textured. Wow, this is hard. Just trying to get a texturing idea in to get an idea what I want to do here for the texturing. I don't have any idea what to use for texturing. I have so many things I can use, but what can I use to make it look like a little lizard? And you know lizards have texturing, especially chameleons. They have texturing. They're not supposed to be all smooth. Well, actually, I could do it that way, but I would have to get something different. But yeah, I could do it that way. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Ooh, ow. Okay, we're finally getting it to be nice and soft. And to bring this down so we can flatten it down and then keep doing it again to texture it. Now, I'm not very strong on the texturing because I've never done texturing before. I've done other things, but I have never done texturing, and I'm trying to figure out how to get the texturing into the cute little lizard. Does that make sense, Audie? How do I get this to be textured? It is shiny, though. He is a shiny little guy. But once everything's said and done, and once I figure out how to get the chameleon to look like a chameleon, and shiny and unique and all that, then we will get somewhere. But right now, I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to texture him. He's not an easy one to texture. I shouldn't have baked him before he was textured, but we live and we learn. I do have something that I can texture him with if I can find it. But because of the not moving, but because of the fact that, well, actually, I could use that. He would be texturing. I'm just looking around here for a texturing tool. I don't really have, well, that might work too. Just looking for a texturing tool because it needs to be textured. And look at how messy my hands are getting all of a sudden. I could use that. Anything to get that texturing going. It is hard to find texturing tools. You have to find the right one. I mean, I could make it where it's okay. I think I finally got the ball to work now. Now we want to have it like this, just a tad. Roll, then ball go like that a little bit. And then I'm going to go take, I think, if I work it out right, I can take some of these. Put this 5 back in its little thing. And we're going to make a texturing tool. So I'm making a texturing tool. I think that's what I need to do. Because if you're working with dinos or working with anything that has like things that need to be textured, I think you need to have a texturing tool. So I'm making a texturing tool. It's bumpy. And they work just as well for texturing, right? So what we'll do is we'll rub it in just a tiny bit, just so it's nice and flat. And then we'll aim it in different spots. Right now I'm making my texturing tool because I just don't have any texture thing for a dino or anything. And they need to have texture. So I'm working on my texturing tool. It's getting close to the way I want my texturing tool to look. And then you lightly get it wrapped in and tighten it into the clay. So we'll do it again because I think I need to have a little bit more for texturing. Put this back in. And I'm using this for my texturing tool because I don't have any other way of texturing. So I have to texture these lizards and dinos and all types of things. And this is just my texturing tool. I think that will look good for a texturing tool. So if you ever work with clay, it's good to have that texturing tool ready, because you never know if you're going to need texture or not. I just realized I needed texture, so I have to get some type of texture going. The more texture, the more likely it'll look like a chameleon. We're almost done with the texture tool. Can you believe I'm actually making my own texture tool? That's one good thing about diamond painting. You have all these extra diamonds and stuff you can use for your texture tool. And you can push it in. And you can push it in. And you can push it in. And then you lightly push it in even more while you're doing that. And then you take a little stick, put it into your little, like this stick right here. I have these, it's called micro cottons. Put a little stick or a little micro cotton and then you push it into the bottom of this. So you have a texture tool. Then you just lightly go like that. So I think I did really well on setting up my texture tool. What do you think? And that's my texture tool. So be right back while I cook the texture tool. It needs to be done because, yeah, texture tool. Don't you agree, honey?
What's that thing?
They need to be textured. A chameleon.
Yes.
Chameleon is not flat.
No, it's not a smooth creature.
Yeah. So I made myself a texture tool. I think you'll understand why I'm doing it. Texture tool needs to be done. Okay. Texture tool is being made. I have to make that texture tool. It's driving me nuts because I don't have a texture tool. So, sadly, this is not textured enough. So I made myself a texture tool. And it's right now in the oven at the moment, speaking as we go. Now we can work on this and make it nice and flat so we can make certain we have some texture going on our chameleon. I think he's going to look amazing when it's all done. I'll have some work on the texture. But yeah, that's one way you can make texture tools. You can use something like your diamond painting drills or anything like that just to bring texture into your clay products or clay work. I kept trying to think, what can I use for a texture tool? Because I don't have a texture tool. And then I'm like, wait a minute. Don't I work with diamond painting sometimes? And don't those diamonds or don't those things afterwards, you need them for later on? So, yeah. This says I can use the diamond painting drills for just diamond paintings. I can use them in my resin. I can use them in my texture tools. I can use them in my clay. I can't put them in my other thing though. But yeah, I can do it in my clay. So, what do you think, Audie? Is that a good idea, making the texture tool? So we are going to make it so he is going to be textured. So I'm going to make it really, really thin. So we want to make it really thin so we can make that texture. Because I had to make his texture, and I didn't realize I didn't do his texture, and I realized too late that his texture is not done. So we went and made his texture tool. Hopefully it works. We'll see when the time comes. By the way, I found a lot of my missing diamond painting things that I was going to make clay, not clay, but make silicone projects out of and stuff like that. Okay, we're making it nice and nice and nice and nice and nice and nice. Using my fingers, it's like really squishy right now, which is a good sign. And we want it to be very squishy. Squishy. Because we're going to do the texture tools once the texture tool is ready. I think that's a brilliant idea. Wish I had thought of it sooner. Because I'm right at the 2 hour and 30-minute mark of my live. And realizing I needed a texture tool. But now that I made it, I don't have to make another texture tool, do I? Okay, there we go. Let's make this texture. We are going to do a clear, clean area for it to be textured. He is a shiny baby at the moment. He is a very, very shiny baby. Can't wait till that texture tool is done in that oven. Oh. You want that texture tool. My texture tool is definitely something I need to have for this little guy. I do like how his tail turned out, though. I'm hoping the texture tool will work for what I'm thinking of. We will see. I did make my own texture tool.
Excuse me.
Hard to believe you can actually make your own texture tool and make it look really good and bring out the massage it in. And yeah, you want it to be ready for the texture tool. So I don't have a texture tool per se until I did that other thing. So now that I made that texture tool, it'll look amazing. Because this little guy is not textured. He's flat as a pancake. Well, not flat as a pancake, but what I mean is he's not textured. But he will be textured. He will be textured shortly. Now we're going to wipe my hands off because we will texture him. I'm waiting for the texture tool to be cooked. Won't take long. It takes about 5 minutes. So it's not too bad, right? Right. What do you think, Audie? Do you like the idea of me making a texture tool? Hard to believe I can actually do things like that. And I used drills. I used drills to make my texture tool. Oh, okay, Audie. You have a blessed day. Hope this texture tool comes out. So maybe I should leave for today because I don't want to be alone. So if you like my video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, please ring the bell so you know when I upload another video. And last but not least, please comment. Many blessings and shalom, everyone. Monday, I might not be on due to the fact that it is Shabbat. So Tuesday, I might come on. But we will talk to you later. Many blessings and shalom, guys. Have a blessed day. Bye.